Okay, what's your age?
I'm 31.
Yeah. Do you identify as male?
Yep.
What are you currently working?
Yes.
Yeah, and what's your profession?
I work in a coal mine.
All right, okay. So for how long have you had access to the medicinal cannabis-based products?
For 3 months.
3 months, yep. And tell us the story. Why did you access it? How did you access it? And how did you go about getting it?
So I started getting a fair bit of sort of everyday aches and pains from a job I was working about 5 years ago. And it was a very heavy lifting job, and sort of doing 12 to 14 hour days, Monday to Friday. So we're in a constant state of being sore and taking, anti-inflammatories, painkillers and stuff. At that time, you could still get Mesindol, like analgesic, over the counter, like a codeine, sort of low-level codeine pill, and I was taking those most nights to get comfortable to go to sleep, but not that regularly. And then, so that was nearly 5 years ago, and about 3 years ago, I hurt my back pulling out a fence and ended up with some really bad sciatica, like from my lower back all the way down to my knees was just like electricity. And I did physio, a few bouts of physio over the last 3 years, and I just to be able to, and obviously in that time you were no longer able to get codeine over the counter, so I would take Panadol, Nurofen, and Voltaren. Not so regularly the Voltaren, but the Panadol and Nurofen I would take nearly every single day for a couple of years, and I would have ups and downs with pain. And I've been to a few GPs, and all of the GPs would just say to keep doing what I was doing and take Voltaren and hope the pain goes away, blah, blah, blah. Then eventually I found a permanent doctor, and he was like, you need to have some, scans done of your back and your knee and your hips and stuff, just to see if there's an underlying issue. Because when I told him I'd been taking the medicine every night to sleep, he was the first doctor that took it seriously, sent me for some tests, and it turns out I have some arthritis, and the arthritis in the part of my back was the exact spot. So the physio that I saw, he pinpointed the part of my back where he thought I had a slipped disc or a bulging disc, but I never had scans done at the request of the physio. I just took his word for it, and then later on, when I had the x-rays and MRIs done, he was spot on with the point where the damage was, but it wasn't a bulging disc, it was arthritis, and same in my hips. And so after that, I also had an underlying immune deficiency problem, and I have a permanent doctor at the university hospital who I see regularly, and I asked them about medical cannabis instead of me taking pain pills every night. And they told me that it's not a part of their, what would you call it? It's not a part of their care plan over there at the hospital. So I would have to seek it out on my own, but they were in support of it. They said, try whatever it is you think that'll help you, but we can't actually give you the recommendation or prescriptions here because it's not a part of their plan. So I knew of and know somebody specifically who recommended me to a GP, and I I basically took my X-ray and MRI reports to him and told him a bit of my story. And, you know, I think if you tell any doctor that you've been taking painkillers every day for bloody 4 or 5 years, most of them are not supportive of you continuing to do that. So he gave me the option to try the THC oil and one of the lower strength cannabis like buds. And instead, you know, and they give you a dosing and a prescription, but it's sort of like see what works for you and try it. And I haven't had any. So the pain that I would get would mostly be while I was at night trying to sleep, and I haven't had any of that nerve pain whatsoever since I started taking it.
Yeah. Do you sleep right through?
Well, we've got a newborn, so.
Oh, right, okay. It makes it hard.
If not for him, then I would say that I would definitely sleep right through, and yeah. Yeah.
Can you tell me you said you have a THC oil and the flower or bud. Most of us call them bud, but I think they call it flower on the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you tell me the I don't know, do they have a percentage of strength on the actual?
Yeah, so from what I understand, the one that I have is called Kakadu. I guess it's a fun name just for that species, but it's got T17 on the side.
Right.
So it's a 17% THC plant, and from asking around, there's a few different breeds, and I think they go up to 27 or 25% in strength.
Strongest one so far from people we've talked to has been 25. So
25,
far.
and those ones are like Girl Scout cookies and.
Yeah, that's right. I remember that. It's a funny name, isn't it?
Yeah.
From Canada, they are. That.
Yeah, I from what I was told that it's all from Canada, and it's like brought in through a partnership with some Australian company or something. But it's so far I can't fault any of it. Yeah. And the only thing that is a bit weird is the I don't go driving around after I've smoked or had any of the oil, because usually in the afternoon when I'm making dinner, winding down, ready to go to bed, so it's not like I'm minimising the risk of getting pulled over, I think, but I think that it's a bit hazy, the law. I'm not sure where I stand if I do get pulled over and I say that I'm using this, it's prescribed. I don't know if you look visibly stoned, I'm sure it's a problem, but if it's prescribed to you and you say you've got a prescription, you can prove it, I'm still not sure where I stand, legally speaking.
Okay. That's a question down the track. We'll go on that one a bit further, because I'll let you.
Yeah, sure.
With that, so far there's a zero tolerance. So if you've got any THC in your system, you're positive, basically, even if you're on prescribed medication. So you weren't too sure about what would happen in that area. If you've got a prescription for it for pain, you've tested positive. Unfortunately, as the way it stands now, you're not allowed to drive. So it's a zero tolerance. But some people are. That is changing. Depends on if you ever. Let's put it this way: if you were pulled up by the police. This is a question towards the end, so we're sort of getting there a little bit soon. But if you were pulled up by police and asked to do a drug test, what would you do? The saliva test, where you.
Yeah. Well, truth be told, I have some stuff in the car which I believe to be masking agent. So if I could visibly see I was getting pulled over, I would start chewing on those